Hi, I'm Cassar, and in 2015 I was in Nepal when one of the most devastating earthquakes in over 80 years struck. I captured a story of resilience and survival that stayed with me ever since. On this 10th anniversary, I'm releasing that footage as a 4-part series with all net profits going to aid Nepal. If you want to help, please like, share, subscribe, or even donate. Even a single share, though, can help make a difference. So thank you for watching and thank you for supporting Nepal.
Nepal, home to Hindus, Muslims, Buddhists and Christians alike, a peaceful land of over 100 ethnicities and castes living in harmony. Nepal lies along the Himalayas, hosting both the world's deepest gorge, the Andar Galki, and of course the highest peak on the entire planet, Mount Everest. These breathtaking extremes are no coincidence. Nepal sits nestled between China and India on a collision course zone between two tectonic plates, one hosting Europe and Asia, and the other India. As these plates slowly collide, the Earth ripples to create a rugged mountain terrain, setting the scene for a culmination of friction that not only resulted in the creation of these beautiful lands, but were also the source of their destruction. I arrive at Črt Brajnik International Airport, where I'm met by Apil Bista, a local Nepalese producer who has produced such films as Ritu, starring a former Miss Nepal, and Dasanga, a poignant political commentary. Apil has postponed filming his current project Jumki to assist his friends and family during this time, and has offered for us to stay with him in his humble home in the Balku district that has become a sort of shelter for him and his friends since the quake. With a population of 27.8 million, which is more than the entire population of Australia, and inhabiting a landmass of only 57,000 square miles, 1/3 the size of California, it is now easy to see how so many people could have lost their lives in Nepal, being trapped under rubble and falling debris. As I arrive at Apil's 2-bedroom apartment, I gaze up at the quaint 5-story building and run through escape routes in my head as I notice the barred windows and heavy gates. With aftershocks now becoming a daily occurrence in many parts of Nepal, I wonder if anyone can actually prepare for any earthquake, especially one that was reported by one expert to be the equivalent to 20 atomic bombs. About 160,000 houses have been destroyed in the quake of April 25th, with a further 20% of all houses condemned to come down due to structural damage, leaving many people homeless or living in tents provided by NGOs, as the country, like all countries struck by natural disaster, struggles to come to terms with not only the magnitude of this tragedy, but in this case, the looming possibility of another aftershock. Luckily, as we all know, lightning doesn't strike the same place twice, right? Well, I was about to find out firsthand that assumption couldn't have been further from the truth.
So what's the cleaning situation like?
There is no washing machine.
Oh, that's okay. We'll find. No, we got it.
The quake would later be officially recorded at a 7.3 magnitude. And although we didn't realize it at the time, we had just survived the second largest major earthquake to hit Nepal since 1934.
I just found out that the airports have now been closed just probably about 2 hours after I've landed, so I was lucky to even get in the country today. The earthquake that just hit was a 7.4. The one that hit, the big one, about 2 weeks ago was a 7.9.
After the tremors die down, we drive through nearby districts to see if we can assist in any way. It isn't long before it becomes noticeable that not everyone was as lucky as us.
Okay, so we're just going towards a building that closed off all the streets. The military just let us in now. This building has just collapsed today. You can see how high up it would have gone. There's a building right next to it, and this is probably where it would have joined to. They've got the dogs because there might still be people inside. They're trying to find them.
It's a strange feeling to come from a life where you feel in control of almost every aspect, to a place where you want so badly to help but can't. Seeing the sullen expressions on those men's faces as we pass them by, I couldn't help but think that most of the Nepali people must feel this way. A feeling of hopelessness as you lose your livelihood, your home, or even your family in the blink of an eye. Our first stop, we arrive at Kalmotsan Temple. This Hindu temple is considered a relatively small temple in comparison to some of Kathmandu's other great monuments, and is a statement to natural disaster worldwide, demonstrating that Mother Nature shows no favoritism when it comes to race, color, or creed.
I think the tourism industry might take a hit because this isn't the only temple that's been destroyed, and a lot of tourists came here to see this temple in the past and many others. So unfortunately, not only is there a problem with rebuilding in Kathmandu and other towns, but it may affect the tourism, which will be bad for Nepal in general. And it's a shame to see such a beautiful building be reduced to nothing but dust like this. It shows you the magnitude of this earthquake and how powerful it is.
Stepping into Durbar Square in the Lalitpur district felt like I had just stepped back in time to 1768, when Prithvi Narayan Shah of the Gorkhas waged war. The reigning Newars kingdom's own commanders eventually betrayed Newer King Malla, who surrendered, and the Shah dynasty seized control, ruling the centuries up until the recent 2008 declaration, declaring Nepal as a federal democratic republic. The clearest difference between history and today being that in 1768, the palace and the 55 major temples surrounding it survived the Battle of Lalitpur.
People here are camping next to their monuments in the middle of a roundabout because there's nowhere else to go. There's no clear land. They've probably lost their homes, and to stay safe, they've just found the only clear space available, which is in this roundabout section in the middle of a main road.
The atmosphere is eerily quiet as I wander through the streets of one of Kathmandu's major tourism districts. This time of year is usually one of Nepal's peak seasons, especially for trekkers who travel from all over the globe to enjoy warm, pleasant weather and longer days while they hike across Nepal's beautiful terrain.
So right now we're in the major tourism district of Kathmandu, Tamil area, where most of the foreigners hang out. As you can see, a lot of the shops around here are closed. It has to have a major impact on the economy here, but most people are too scared to go back to work because their families are in danger back at their villages which they're from. One second. Hey, we need to go to Monkey Temple. Is it okay?
It's okay.
Okay, we go to Monkey Temple. Let's go. Monkey Temple is also known as Swambhunath, which is a major pilgrimage for the Buddhists. It is one of the oldest temples and has been damaged a lot in the recent earthquake and the one prior to this. And we're going to go check it out today. So we're on our way there now.
As we drive up to the temple, I am reassured by the gold stupa, like a bright light towering above the trees.
Look at you. I think the mom isn't very hungry for my food, but the baby is really nice and cute.
Legend has it, Manjushri, the bodhisattva of wisdom, defied the rules by growing his hair long. As a result, he grew head lice, which some Buddhists believed transformed into these holy monkeys.
There's monkeys everywhere, and hence the name, the Monkey Temple.
When I reached the peak of Swambhunath, I was greeted by the towering gold light of the stupa which I'd seen from below. Like a hero survivor among the fallen, it was clear that the Monkey Temple may be wounded, but will continue on as one of the world's most striking collections of ancient treasures.
People are sleeping in the tents to guard the temples, so people don't steal stuff. Right. So they're like security.
Yeah,
Oh,
security.
okay. Yes.
A Buddhist monk who preferred not to give his name was happy to share with us a side of the temple that few had a chance to see. Buddhism is the only life this monk has known, until his next life, he notes. After traveling the world teaching Buddhism, he returned to this temple to pray and teach close to his family in Kathmandu. Hinduism and Buddhism come together in peace here. Sick people visit this temple to heal, some come to learn. He spoke on the recent passing of the Buddha Shammapa, who they say will be reborn again in Germany, the country where he died. With Buddhism, many Buddhas or awakened ones may be recognized after they are reborn and tracked through different lifetimes. Each new reincarnation is found through a series of clues, a comforting belief considering the lives lost in the quake. Next up, I traveled to Firefly's hostel. For the small percentage of tourists who decided to stay in post-earthquake Nepal, Fireflies and other hostels in Kathmandu have become a sort of centralized battle station, coming together to form a sort of earthquake mercenary group, operating outside government and NGOs and banding together to, well, as it was put to me, get shit done.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Fireflies. Man.
Thank you, I
Welcome
appreciate
to
it.
Fireflies.
Eric told you I was coming?
Yeah.
Okay.
And thank you so much for whatever you're doing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you want to check it around?
Yeah, let's have a
Yeah,
look.
please.
Yeah, it's a really cool place.
Yeah. So this painting was donated by one artist from Nepal.
Yeah?
Because he loved this hostel so much, so he decided to paint over there.
It's really cool. Is that spray paint?
Yes.
That's nice.
The quake hit Nepal, and then most of the people here, they are doing some volunteers.
Yeah.
They are going in different villages, and then they are
So everybody's working hard
Yes.
right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Michal explained that most of his guests were already out today traveling to nearby villages, either helping locals rebuild or delivering supplies, but instead showed me the household wall of fame where many of these New Age activists had signed their names and left positive words of
Thank
encouragement.
yous and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Positive affirmations.
Yeah. This place is crowd all the time.
Yeah.
But because of the quake, so many people have left the country, and then
Right.
most of all the people who are here, they are helping individually, and then they are in some villages like Nuwakot. Actually, you should meet Shiva. Actually, they are doing some kinds of project over there. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great, because we want to travel to the villages and help out as much as we can as well and see what's going on.
Yeah. They are doing an amazing work.
Shiva, you said?
Shiva. Yeah.
So with little more than a name, we make arrangements to leave the following morning to locate Shiva Shrestha, the manager of Fireflies, who, as I would soon find out, had endeavored high up into the Nepali mountains to seek out small villages which may have been overlooked by NGOs and government aid teams. Leading this journey is Rich Jones, a British tourist turned circumstantial humanitarian who, along with the rest of his team, had opted to stay in Nepal after the quake. It quickly became apparent that the village we were traveling to was not somewhere we were going to find with a GPS. Raluka village of the Nuwakot district is usually about a 6-hour drive north of Kathmandu, located high up in the mountains just below the Tibetan border. Nuwakot roughly translates to 9 sacred hills, to which numerous deities are said to reside and watch over the district.
There's about 6 bikes just stacked up blocking the way right now, and they're not moving at all. We just have to drive through them, I think. Hey, we're through!
As we rode through Nepal's majestic dirt roads, I started to gain insight to why over 500,000 tourists flock to these lands each year. Yes, we were lost. Yes, there was desolate buildings and debris. Yes, the roads were bumpy with the chance of somebody cutting you off. But this was no worse than driving the streets of LA. There was a feeling to which I had not often felt before. A feeling of freedom amongst the chaos.
Getting a little dusty now. Okay. Cool, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. All right, I think we know where we're going now.
I still had no idea where we were going.
Don't know.
Eventually we were on the right path. The dust had settled and the temperatures dropped as we continued to climb higher and higher into unknown terrain. We had finally reached the last leg of our journey, but with nightfall now approaching, we were faced with the tough decision of whether to continue the 2-hour drive up into these unknown mountainsides after dark, or to drop the supplies here and head back into the capital.
They have come, but maybe in different villages as well. They have come to Nuwakot, but this is a Chilang.
We will find something, right? I think you'll definitely find something.
Yeah, we suck, so we're going home.
We've decided that we're unable to drive up this crazy hill
Yeah, for another hour.
for another hour. And if we arrive at night, then
Yeah, and unfortunately today was kind of a favour that Shiva pulled, and we were happy to do it. It's no problem, but you know, as a lot of things have happened the last couple of weeks where plans change and you don't really know what's going on until you get somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just,
So you guys are gonna go back to Kathmandu tonight?
yeah.
yeah.
We're just gonna, I think they have cell reception. We're gonna try and get in contact with somebody up there, see what's happening, if we even have a place to stay. We didn't prepare for this. We have no tent, no sleeping bag, didn't bring any food. Okay, so it's that time to go. The truck's ready. We're gonna get a ride on that truck. It's been stuck on the hill a couple of times. We've got another truck to go up there and sort of divvy out the rice a bit.
So after making myself as comfortable as anyone could on a hefty bag of rice, we slowly continued our journey up to Raluka village, occasionally picking up the odd hitchhiker along the way. Just when we were on a roll, the inevitable happened. We got stuck. So what do you do when your truck's stuck on the edge of a mountain with 100 bags of rice and 20 people crammed in the back? Well, you push.
Oh, again?
We made it. And even in the pitch black of night on a remote mountaintop, I met Shiva right away. He was already unloading rice from the first truck.
Welcome to Raluka. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, today we sent like a couple of people to make a street good.
Right.
But the big problem, this area has a totally food crisis.
Introductions were brief, as there was still much work to be done. Shiva explained that we would store the food in a shed for the night and then distribute to the townspeople in the morning.
So that's like 10 bags down, maybe, I don't know, 200 to go, I don't know. That's a lot. So we have finally settled into Raluka, a remote village in Nuwakot, and we have unloaded the rice and the salt and the dal into a shed, which we'll now be sleeping around tonight because we've been appointed the guards of the shed because everyone's a little hungry and nobody's seen much food in the last couple of days.
Completely exhausted from our journey and arriving embarrassingly underprepared, we were welcomed openly. And despite the food shortage, we're even invited in by one hospitable family for a traditional Nepali meal.
So tonight we have bone chicken, some rice and some soup, and we have some tora, which is like the local version of moonshine. Rokshi is the local name, but tora is the district name. And it's sort of like the local version of moonshine. Tastes a little bit like whiskey mixed with wine. It's pretty good actually, it's pretty smooth. I'm exhausted after this trip today, so I think I might hit the hay and get up tomorrow and go from there. Maybe do some building, maybe do some distributing. So this is where we sleep tonight? Okay. Yes. Alright, after you. Okay. So this is the bed? Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So after waking up next to an overly excited goat, I finally had the chance to see Raluca village in the light of day. As the sun rose over the 9 sacred hills of Nuwakot, a humble yet beautiful village appeared before us, and it wasn't long before every member, young and old, was gathered eagerly awaiting for food distribution to begin.
So they're just about to start the distribution. I'm not quite sure how it's being divvied up between everybody. There's a lot of people here. Shiva might be able to spread some light on this.
Hi.
Hey.
So we got here more than 300 houses. So what we are planning, there's some victims who needs a little bit more help. So the planning is there's a couple of people getting full bags of rice and certain amount of the oil, salt and sugar, which is completely necessary for the kind of these villages. And rest of others will get the equal, but what we are focusing for the pregnant who have the pregnant and those are already have got delivered because the food is very important for them. Three family will get 1 bag of rice. It's equal to 10 kilograms.
So 1 bag for 3 families.
1 bag for 3 families, and the dal will be each family will get or by their numbers.
Like 1 cup.
1 cup
Per person.
Per person,
Okay.
1 cup. And the sugar also 1 cup. And the oil, I was thinking coming in a half liter, but somehow like a 2 family will get 1 packet. It's a 1 liter, half a liter.
Right.
So and the salt will go for the 1 person, 1 family, 1 bag because it's a salt. We cannot break them down into 2.
So it's very fair. Everyone is
Exactly.
equal.
We already have 300 bags, 300 packets of salt. So each salt goes to the family. So there is no mean that they have to have.
In Hinduism, tilaka, the red paste being applied to our foreheads, is an expression of honor, welcome, and sacred tradition. Young maidens then bestowed us with flower garlands, symbolizing good luck and purity.
How did you find out about this place?
Someone called me that this area really needs help because it is big area. And
Yes.
when I came downstairs,
You wanted to see whether it was...
exactly. I come
whether
with
it
my
was worth it.
motorbike and figure out that all the houses is breakdown.
Yeah.
So I just decided to stay here and I see the shelter has been built. Maximum shelter has been built. See, there's so many houses has been disaster, and all the food what they had stored for their crisis time is all has been buried in the ground, and now they just start growing and it doesn't grow proper way. They cannot use them. Like
The earthquake messed up the soil. It's
it's earthquake messed up the house, and whatever stored they had for
Okay.
the long term is all buried in the ground.
And will this food be enough for them? Like the food that we bought today?
It's not enough. It's just only for the 5 days food which I have distributed right now.
Yeah.
So I need to come back here for another more donation if it's possible. So
Shiva explained that the soil in Raluca is in fact very fertile, and that the majority of the Nepalese people usually rely on these fertile soils to survive. Only a small percentage of Nepalese work in the conventional sense, and the ones who do earn little over $1 a day. Most villagers instead grow their own food to eat, trade, or sell in neighboring towns. But with the earthquake destroying most of these crops and the ongoing agricultural issues such as pests, many families will be struggling to survive once again in 5 days' time when our recent supplies run dry.
Even millet just grows everywhere on the doorstep of somebody's old house. It's very fresh. I mean, if there wasn't for the quake, I can see how they would be surviving easily. And most of the time when you earn such little money, it makes it hard when a natural disaster like this happens. Thank you guys. Bye. Namaste. Namaste. Bye. Bye.
Reluctantly, we eventually had to say our goodbyes, and we headed back to Kathmandu. As we gradually made our way down the mountainside, I thought about the generosity of the people in Raluca. Rice planting season was less than a month away, but it would still be another 5 to 6 months from now until they would be able to harvest the crop. What would they eat for the next half year?
We just saw this tree from when we were driving back home, and I have to say it's quite a sight. It's over 300 years old, and it's growing out of the concrete here. It's considered a holy tree. People come here to pray, and it is definitely the landmark of Raluca village. Their schools have also been destroyed. They don't have any roofs, all the walls have been knocked down, many times worse than what we have seen. It seems to be a smaller village compared to the one we were just visiting, but it really is a shame to see how much destruction this earthquake has caused.